Hi, it is January 10th, 2024. I wanted to pop on here and give you guys a quick update. I know I don't do that very often these days. I haven't had much to say because I've really said everything that I have to say as far as big picture topics, and so I've really just been grinding and trying to be productive in the ways that are available to me. Um, to make this a better world for um, myself and those I care about uh, in the future. So um, I haven't been on here, but I thought I should pop on just to let people know that I'm alive, that I'm well, that my book is progressing, and it's arduous and difficult process, but I am making progress, and I believe I'm in the final edit now before I send it to a professional for review, and I have about 28,000 words left to edit, which I'm hoping to get done editing within the next couple weeks before I get real busy at work. So that's something to look forward to, but if I were you, I would not count on anything from me or from any other human being. I think people need to become self-reliant. A lot of faith that people have placed in other people will be disappointed. And, for me, I got to a point in my life where self-reliance failed me, and I offered myself to God as I understand God. So at times when things are beyond my control, I consider them within God's jurisdiction, and I try to stay focused on the things that I can control. I recommend that other people do the same. Because if you're sitting around waiting for someone to save you, you're going to be real disappointed. And that includes the government. The government is impotent. The government is trillions of dollars in debt. And the government will fail every single person that's placed their trust in it. That I can promise you. It doesn't matter what they do to me. It doesn't matter what they do to anyone else who doesn't support the government. The laws of economics will play out, and this debt is unsustainable, and it's not going to end well for anyone who's placed their faith in the government, in the US dollar, or in the US bond market. For years, I have recommended that people avoid doing so, but for years I've been ignored, dismissed, and essentially dehumanized by the many people who seem to have a religious belief in government and who shun and dismiss anyone who questions that faith. I've done what I feel like I have been able to help those people, but ultimately you can't reach someone who is unwilling to see you as a human being and to consider your words. I gave up marijuana. I haven't smoked since Christmas. That's just to help me with some of the projects that I have at the current time. I don't know that it's going to be forever because I do enjoy it and I do miss it, and it does make life easier for me because a lot of my life is not very pleasant, And that makes it a lot more bearable than it otherwise would be. And I don't know if I'm ever going to experience life on this planet where I don't need that, where I'm just happy with my circumstances. I hope so, but I don't know. Gosh, covered all my notes pretty quick, so this might be a short video. If anyone's out there, hasn't spoken to me for a while, feel free to reach out, say hi. Unfortunately, I don't have anything groundbreaking to reveal. I see a lot of madness in the world, and I see a lot of people wasting a lot of time and a lot of resources fighting fights that simply cannot be won. Whether it's an attempt to ignore the reality that I have illustrated, or whether it is an attempt to convince people to acknowledge that reality. I think a lot of people are struggling with things that they simply are powerless against, and it's a futile effort, and it is what it is. Acceptance is tough, but it's necessary to be a productive person and to focus one's energy on the things one can control. So for me, I can work on my book, I can work at my job to support my kids and myself, and I can do some other projects that I believe will be beneficial. And that's about it. And there's times when it's a struggle to work on my book because it is so arduous and such a big project. But it seems that's just the work I've been assigned by this universe, or by God, as you will see fit. And all we can do is put one foot in front of the other, man. So, guys, have a happy new year. A lot of people are worried about all the war going on, and it is disheartening to see all the horror that's transpiring in this world. But while it's disheartening and sad, it's also beyond my control. So it's something I don't have to lose sleep over, and don't even have to focus on too much, despite the horror that exists. And despite acknowledging that horror, even though I personally don't have the ability to change it. Other people do, but they choose not to. And I'm also powerless to get them to change their minds. So we do what we can. That's all we can do. You guys have a good one.